Hello, welcome to day two of the Digital Citizenship Break 2022. Yes, if you're just joining, I am teacher Funke from Lagos, Nigeria, and it's a pleasure to welcome you to this year's edition of Digital Citizenship Week. And this is the second day. Yesterday, we spoke about the reasons why we need to implement digital citizenship lessons in our classrooms, and I introduced what this teaching solution is. I told you that it's very essential that we introduce this to our learners. It's not enough to be able to navigate the internet and other technologies, but to have the right to use internet and technology in an appropriate manner. So, and I told you we're going to look at elements of digital citizenship. So today we'll look at two elements of digital citizenship. The first is digital access. Digital access. What does that mean? Digital access is the ability to fully participate in the digital society. Digital access is the ability to fully participate in the digital society. So if you're not able to participate fully in the digital society, that means there is a digital divide. Like I was saying yesterday, that our learners need to see themselves as being opportuned, as being privileged to be able to own technology or to be able to have access to the internet. There are some people in this world, that their community, their age, or even their gender has caused digital divide for them. They are not able to access the internet, and some of them, it could be affordability, that are not able to afford the internet to get access to internet, to even get a mobile device or have access to a computer, even in their own school. So since not everyone that is able to collaborate, to connect with people from different parts of the world, and these are essential skills in the 21st century classroom. So what do we need to do as teachers? We need to teach it that we need to design for equitable connection even in the school. There are some schools that even not all of the children or the kids have access to the internet. So what can teachers do? What can schools do? Take for instance, schools can have an after school learning opportunity for kids that do not have access to the internet or the technology at home. This could come at a low cost or no amount, like a free course. If you use technology in your school, and I notice that some kids do not have access to technology when you give them assignments at home, this is something that we teachers we can step in. It could be that you have linked the school leadership. Okay, if it would be to use IT or ICT role for some time to enable that child have access to the internet, that will go a long way. Okay, so we need to have empathy at this stage. The fact that that child could not access that information or even assignment given, that is where we teachers need to come in this stage. So another element is digital commerce, also known as e-commerce. E-commerce. How has that got to do with teachers? So I'd like to start with this question that says, are students aware of the opportunity and problems associated with purchasing items with technology? In our days, you agree with me that buying and selling things online has been abused a whole lot of time. Okay, even transacting online, people make use of it. They use it to do people, is to scam people. So if we do not want our learners, our students, to be a part or to be vulnerable to scammers, so what do? We need to teach digital citizenship to our learners. So e-commerce has to do with the act of selling and buying things online. So some teachers believe that it's not their duty, it's not a responsibility to teach children how to trade online. Don't forget, we are preparing them for the future. And the future is now. You and I buy things online. Not to talk less of the younger generation that we are raising. So the truth is, in 2, 3, 5 years to come, e-commerce is going to be in an high as in demand, even though it's in high demand now, to be an higher demand in the future. So we would not want it to be like when they get to the future, and then that is when they start learning things that they ought to have learned while they were still in secondary school. So we need to educate them on how to be informed, okay, how to be careful consumers. Okay, not just careful consumers, to teach them how to be truthful, honest business people, even online. We have so many young people now going into internet fraud. You will not want to raise internet fraudsters. So what we need to do, the time is now to start educating them. Not just that, we need to know how and where to buy items online, because if you don't do that, we're going to leave the student vulnerable to internet scams and online theft. Don't forget that it's not every website, every online marketplace that they can actually buy things from. So when we introduce digital citizenship in our classroom, children are able to know, are able to navigate their ways appropriately while they are online. So you need to be aware that their actions online can follow them throughout their life. In what way? Take for instance, you purchase an item online, probably it's all these online loan apps, okay, and then you did not pay on time. What's going to happen? And then you register with your BVN. That means that particular individual is going to get a bad reputation. So if they get to spread or even just take your picture and tell everybody that you're owing, you're indebted to them, it's going to reduce your credit ratings, and no other bank or financial institution will want to have the business. They won't want to have any business to do with that individual. So we need to tell them now, because inappropriate use of e-commerce or digital commerce can lead them to to have a poor online purchasing practices. It could lead to poor credit ratings. It could even lead them to purchase goods online without knowing how to protect their identity. It's not every e-marketplace that you can buy from. Some of them, when you sign up on their website, they use your cookies, they take information from you, and sometimes in that process your identity is no longer safe. That's why you see some people, they get to hack into their even to their financial their banks, get to hack into their account, they get to steal, to take money from them. Online theft, that is because of an online transaction that is not safe. So for us not to make our learners vulnerable to online theft, we need to teach them, to introduce digital commerce to them. It's even going to help us as teachers too. Okay, so when you're teaching others, you get to even learn yourself. So when you bring this on board in your classroom, you can even get to hear so many things from the learners, on probably a way whereby their parents were once scammed and now they were able to overcome it, and even how you can prevent such from happening in the future. You're going to agree with me that it's very essential to introduce digital citizenship in your class. So we looked at two elements today. Digital access. Not everyone has full access to internet, and what do? We as teachers, we as school can be empathetic by looking for ways whereby we can solve that problem. Okay, and then we looked at digital commerce, the right way to buy things online, to buy and sell things online, so that our learners and our reputation is not going to be misrepresented